Hey, Lee Yoder here. So you've decided you want to invest in real estate as a passive investor. Hopefully with our last video, it helped you decide if you're a cash flow investor or an appreciation investor. Now it's time to pick a real estate asset class. Now there's a lot of real estate asset classes. I'm sure you've heard of a lot of them, but I'm gonna split them up into three categories. First is residential real estate. Second, commercial residential, and then just commercial, non-residential. So residential real estate, single family homes. You likely own your own home. When you invest passively, likely you're gonna invest with a sponsor who goes out and buys a bunch of single family homes. Often they do the rehab, they get someone in there, and then they're gonna sell those to you or just to let you be a part of that by investing in that. Single family homes can be great because people tend to live in them for a long time. There's not so much turnover. They often handle some of the maintenance themselves. So you can really get some good cash flow. Also, single family homes appreciate very well in good times. The problem is in bad times, single family homes really do depreciate pretty quickly as well, because single family homes are valued based on comps. So as the market comes down and as your neighbor's house sells for less, so does yours, regardless of how much cash flow you're making. You can gain and lose appreciation pretty quickly. Commercial residential, similar concept, but now you're buying apartment buildings, you're buying mobile home parks, even hotels. Self-storage units are actually considered commercial. These properties, similar concept, someone's going out and buying, instead of buying a bunch of homes, they're buying a 100-unit apartment building, and they're letting you invest passively, and then you're getting some of the cash flow and some of the appreciation. So commercial residential has some real benefits because, for one, when somebody moves out of a single family home, you're 100% vacant. Now you're responsible for all the bills. You can imagine in a 100-unit apartment building, even if 10 people move out, you're still 90% occupied. You're still should be able to cover all the expenses, mortgage, taxes, insurance, and all that, and you can still cash flow. So a lot more stability there. Commercial, multifamily, commercial residential does very well during recessions because people always need a place to live. During downturns, people often lose their home, they're moving out, they're gonna have to rent. Now you've got even more renter demand. Self-storage can even do well because when people are forced out, when they're forced to downsize, they want to keep their stuff. So self-storage performs pretty well during recession. So that takes us to commercial non-residential properties. That would be your retail, office space, manufacturing. So these properties, similar to commercial residential, but often they'll just have one tenant in the building. So you may have a huge building, but it's just one company that's renting that entire space. That can be nice because you don't have to rely on one person to pay all of your bills and to pay you. But then when that person leaves, it's kind of like a single family home. Now you're 100% vacant. So, but you can have multi-tenant stores. You can have a strip mall that has 6 or 8 different companies in there. That gives you some more stability. Again, these can be really affected by recessions because while everybody needs a place to live during recession, everybody doesn't need to go shopping when times are bad. Even industrial, companies don't need to make as many things when people aren't buying as much, then they cut down on that. So industrial could struggle a little bit. So that's a lot to think through, right? There's these 3 major asset classes within real estate, but then even inside of those, there's many more options. So you really have 2 choices. You can educate yourself, you can read books, listen to podcasts, join real estate investment associations, go to conferences, network with people, and learn about these and decide which one is right for you. Or you can choose a sponsor that you know, like, and trust. You can find somebody who is investing in real estate actively, doing it very well, providing good returns for the passive investors, and you can invest with that sponsor and let that sponsor decide what the best asset class is. Now, it's good to have some education because when you go to that sponsor, you want to decide if you agree with them, that they're making the right decision. You can let that sponsor who is active, who is doing this full time, you can let them make the decision, and then you just invest with them. I hope this is helpful. If you want to talk more about this, we'd love for you to check us out at threefoldrei.com or reach out to us at info@threefoldrei.com.